We stand afraid of shadows cast by doubt, whispered fears of what they'll talk about. Got dreams that wait in line behind our pride, but courage lives where fear is set aside. So many dreams collected dust on shelves, scared to fail, so we hide our true selves. But life will pass and so will all those stares. Nobody's watching as much as we think they care. So step into the light, don't fear the fall. The only limits here are built by walls. Tear them down and seize what you deserve. You're stronger than the whispers you've heard. Got plans to make, but fear keeps you in place. Afraid to lose, or maybe scared to chase. But what if magic waits around the bend? Go grab it now, don't let the doubters win. We wear these masks to hide what we believe, but truth has power when worn on your sleeve. Reach for the stars, they're closer than they seem. Your path is clear, don't let them steal your dream. So step into the light, don't fear the fall. The only limits here are built by walls. Tear them down and seize what you deserve. You're stronger than the whispers you've heard. Got plans to make, but fear keeps you in place. Afraid to lose, or maybe scared to chase. But what if magic waits around the bend? Go grab it now, don't let the doubters win. We wear these masks to hide what we believe, but truth has power when worn on your sleeve. Reach for the stars, they're closer than they seem. Your path is clear, don't let them steal your dream.
Welcome back to another episode of Software Explorations. We are going to run this one back because we tried to do it last week, but unfortunately, the power was not on our side. There was, I don't know what, the weather wasn't even that bad last week, but we had a bunch of power outages happening last week. It was quite a bit annoying, but we're going to try it again. We are going to get through it today. We're going to win, and we are going to be successful. So I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are Engineered to Win. This is Software Explorations. We are going to be getting back into Kubernetes. Let me go ahead and put up the banner so whoever is watching, they can know exactly what we are working on for today. Where is it? There we go. Boom. DevOps secrets in Kubernetes. I kicked off the Terraform apply to set up our Kubernetes cluster, and what we were able to do last week with setting up the secrets plugin for Kubernetes, that should be taken care of as well. So as we get into this, should be done by the time we actually get into working, all of that good stuff. All right. So let's kick off with this, right? Because I am making it a habit to kick off the show, right? I am going to read a paragraph or so from the book Winning as a way to get the show kicked off, and then we will jump into our agenda for today. All right, so we're gonna try. I'm debating between starting off with Winning and getting into an agenda, and then starting off. I don't know. Let's start off with Winning though. Let's start off with Winning. I'm just going to go to something I have highlighted. All right, so this says really quick, says, and this is in the chapter about, I don't even know what chapter this is, but this is in the chapter, winning makes you different and different scares people. That's a fact. All right, so this says, I want you to learn how to think, to become involved in the process of learning so you can create your own ideas and thoughts, answer your own questions, and know how to create solutions when others don't even understand the issues. Super duper important. And I'll read from another part that I have highlighted. It says, everyone looks for the key to winning, like you can carry it in your pocket and pop it into a lock. There is no key. It's a combination vault of infinite numbers and infinite outcomes with rusted, decayed dials that barely move and digits that have been rubbed bare by countless desperate fingers trying to turn them in their favor. And lastly, for me, the challenge has always been working that combination so I can find new ways to make great competitors even greater. I can't get them there by applying the same techniques everyone else uses. And I'm telling you, I've dealt with people who they do not like my technique. They say I'm too mean, I'm too harsh, I'm too rough, whatever. I don't have any compassion. All that nonsense is what I call it. And so I see it here. It says, they want me to apply the same techniques that have not worked for them in the past. It's rough, right? So because we're not talking about getting 10% better or 5% better, the goal is 0.0001% better because these performers are already among the best at what they do. All right, so that is it for today. Remember, this is the book Winning by Tim Grover, one of my favorite and most highly recommended books so that you can be in the right mindset to get it done. All right, so with that being said, now that my mind is focused on getting everything that we have planned out today accomplished, we are going to get into it. We are going to win. So my question for you is, are you ready?
Are you ready?
Well, I'm ready. So in that case, let's jump into our agenda for today. All right. So basically, it's the same agenda for last week. Last time we were able to actually get some work done. We set up the Kubernetes YAML file for the back end and the front end. We got that all working. However, we had to hard code our secrets, or not our secrets, but our database connection, and we put some fake AI key in there so it could work. But I wanted to figure out how to get the secrets to work, and not to always have to go in there and set it up. So we are going to be using the Kubernetes secrets with our YAML files, and we're going to be calling it from the Google Secrets environment, all of that good stuff, right? So that is the plan. That is what we're going to be doing, okay? Let me jump into our agenda though. Let me jump into our agenda. First and foremost, I gotta say a big thank you to all of the subscribers to the channel, those who are brand new helping us run these numbers up, those who have been with me for a very long time. I really appreciate every last one of you.
I appreciate you.
And salute to my tech barbarians who can actually put up with the pressure that my tech barbarians, my tech prodigy, my technical explorers, all of you guys, I'm telling you, I put the pressure on them to perform. And sometimes people just can't make it, and it's okay. I know for a fact that I am not for everyone. So for those who keep putting in the work day in and day out, you guys are the absolute best.
We the best.
And shout out to my tech mercenaries out there. Salute to my tech mercenaries out there. Those are the YouTube members that keep the channel alive and thriving. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
All right, really quick. The upcoming shows tonight, I'm going to be going live on my jiu-jitsu channel, Half Guard Halfie. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for you real quick. Because we're going to have some fun. I'm going to have Justin, should have Henry, should have a couple of other people hanging out with me over there tonight. We're going to be talking about jiu-jitsu. We should be reviewing Henry's competition results from PANS a couple of weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we reviewed mine and Justin's. Henry had 3 fights. We're going to be talking about those, and we're going to go from there. I have a surprise question. I haven't told them I have a surprise, not a question, but article, and I want their thoughts on it. I haven't told them about it yet. So it's going to be, I just want to get their reaction, and then we're going to wrap it up with a IG move of the week. So that's the plan. So tune in for that tonight it's 7:30 p.m. Half guard, halfy. But on this channel, we're going to be going live tomorrow morning. We are going to be continuing working on our large language models. I'm still trying to figure out that streaming thing. It's been so annoying, but hopefully by tomorrow we figure it out and we can move forward with the next set of work for large language models, AI, and prompt engineering. That's going to be tomorrow morning around 7:45 a.m. I'm going to schedule it as soon as we get off of here. Tomorrow we are going to be premiering our Candid Conversations. I'm going to be talking about the two, and I think it's only really two, these two, your two biggest challenges or your two biggest obstacles, obstacles, pretty much the same thing. Your two biggest challenges and obstacles to actually accomplishing the goals that you have set forward. I'm going to be talking about it. Short video, but very, very important. And I don't just like to expose the problem. I also like to offer some solutions. So I'm going to share with you what I do to overcome those obstacles in my own life. And hopefully, maybe you can apply it to yourself and it can help you out a little bit. So so tune in and we shall see what happens. All right. And those are we're going to be doing our Q&A on Tuesday as well. I'm going to schedule that, but that's on Tuesday. We have some time to go for that. All right. Let's see, what else do we got? All right. I think that is just about everything. Do me a favor though. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time that we go live and drop new content, as well if you need to. I'll tell you this, right? Yesterday in the Python channel in the Team Techo Drop Discord, I tagged some people that I know that were learning Python, and I said, hey, how's it going? I haven't heard anything from you guys about it. Are you still working on it? And they said, oh, I've been slacking. We have to get back to it. I said, okay, good. Because you know what? I will hold people who say they want to do something accountable. It doesn't matter who it is. I will even hold myself. I will call myself out if I have to. But if we want to move forward, sometimes things come up, but it's all about getting back to it. So do me a favor, join and it's not just doing me a favor, do yourself a favor. techcoachdrop.dev, you can get access to exclusive content. If you need a coach to work with you to help you win, then sign up for a coaching plan. And I'll tell you this, right? You probably won't like me. But you will know that you need me in order to reach your next step. techcoachdrop.dev, sign up for coaching, sign up for access to exclusive content, sign up to join the Discord and work with people who are going in the same direction, who can help you help yourself, all right? And with that being said, we are going to we're going to get started with the show for today, all right? So we're going to start off by logging into our Google Cloud to make sure everything is set up. So let's start up our first 20-minute timer of the day.
It's time to do.
And I'm going to pull up by the way, during probably our second break, I have the pellet grill, the smoker running, cooking up smoking some steak. I might have to step away to flip it during our second break just to make sure that the whole house isn't burning down and stuff like that. So I do have the thermometer running on my phone just to make sure things are okay, but I will have to step away to flip the meat, all that good stuff, right? So, and we have Roxy in the building. Says good afternoon, Techo Trough in chat. Good afternoon to you as well, Roxy. Hopefully you are doing phenomenal. All right, let's jump into this, all right? So we are here, and let me expand this a bit. And okie dokie. All right, so let's go to, we are in our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. Let's go to our Google Kubernetes. I should just type in GKE. GKE, Google Kubernetes Engine. And all right, so we have it running. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at our secrets and config maps. Was it under secrets and config maps? Oh, see, I think it's under security. Let me see. I just want to make sure that what do you call it? No, it's not. Where is that thing again? I want to make sure that our secret stuff is enabled. I always forget where it's at. Let's see. Where do they have it at? Because I know it finished. I know the Terraform finished. So let me show you the Terraform real quick. All right. So inside the Terraform, we have under our main, we have Secrets Manager enabled. So we should be able to see the Secrets Manager inside of our here, if I can find it. I can never find it. Hold on. Clusters. If I click on this one, okay, I think I see it here. So if I scroll down, and I should find secrets somewhere in here. Oh, there you go. Secrets Manager enabled, because before it would be disabled and we'd have to enable it manually. All right. So with that being said, with our Secrets Manager being enabled, we can actually get started working on this. Let me go ahead and let me pull up some documentation here that I had saved from doing research in last week. So I had searched for Google Cloud Platform Secrets and GKE Secrets with Terraform, and the AI overview gave me, all right, so getting the Google Secrets Manager set up first, right? Although I was wondering if I should redo the Google Secrets Manager to have it fully done by Terraform, which is a good idea, and that, which I think I have here actually. So that's actually, let me double check over here. So if I go back over here, yeah, so we did do this part of last week. So we have the Google Secrets Manager, DB connection, and then Terraform Mongo connection string for the backend would be the database connection, and then Google Secrets Manager with the version, and then we would assign a value to that. All right. So with that being said, so we pretty much have this part done already. Let's go and make sure. I'm going to duplicate this tab real quick. And let's make sure that we have manager. Let's make sure that it actually created it. So we should see two. The one that we created manually a while back. What is this? What is this? Hold on. Google Secrets Manager. Let's see. Google Secrets. Why is it going here? Hold on. I don't understand why. All right, let's go back over here. Let's do secrets, search result. Okay, shoot, click on the wrong one. So let's go to the API. Okay, so there we go. The search is weird. For me, I would rather just give me straight to the API stuff that I have enabled, but it's okay. So let's go to manage. And we should see, let's go to the library or not. Let's go to Secrets Manager. And we are, it's not credentials. Where? Oh, it's not. Oh. Secrets Manager API. Let's go back to that. And then manage this API. So it shows me that it is being used. And let's see. To use this API, you may need credentials. All right. Credentials. I'm a little confused because I know I've used this before. Let's go here. So secrets manager. Okay, so let me, if I go, because I'm like, why can't I navigate it when I'm going through here? So, okay, I have to go to, maybe I have to go to security. You need to be part of an organization in order to use security command center. So maybe security manager. Okay, so security manager. And then, so I'm just, we're learning how to navigate. Okay, secrets manager. All right, so we go to security manage, go to security, secret manager, and then we have this. All right, cool. All right, let's go to hide info panel. Let's close this out. Automatically replicated. Regional secrets. Let's see. Now I would expect to see. Oh, okay. I think I also need to. All right. So here's the other thing I need to do. Right. So we have the one that we created a while ago. We need to also terraform this this secrets file as well. So if I go, all right. So let's go back out of here. And cd GCP, because that's on the Google Cloud Platform side, not the Google Kubernetes Cluster side. So if we say Terraform apply, and let me go ahead and log in to get the actual secret, or the actual, actually I can get it from here, I guess. Can I? Let me see. Can I get it here? Oh yeah, let me get it here. All right, I'm going to have to place the key in here and then do that Terraform apply. All right, so I'm gonna let me go to this screen right here. So don't have to unnecessarily share it if I don't need to. Actually, I'm gonna do it like this. Let's do this. How to create TF-vars file. So Terraform TF-vars file, variable manager with examples. How do you, so we're like, we've done this in the past before, but we're going back to make sure that we do this the right way to set up our variables. So we want to do, let me see. So TF-vars, terraform.tf-vars is going to be instant type. So we could do DB connection. And then we would say, interesting, Terraform plan var file. Okay, I did not know about this. This is actually pretty cool that you could do that. How do I call it into the code though? How would I call it into the code? That would be, or is the TF, would the TF-vars be committed though? Assign a value. Variable. We already know that variables can be used to solve this problem. To keep things running, we create a variable for the instance type. The variable can be referred to by using the keyword var followed by the variable name. Introducing variable. The above code works, but still relies on the default value. What if we want to change the instance type by just for production environment? Okay, so I think I just need a variable file, to be honest with you. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over here, and I'm gonna create this file called variables.tf, and we will say variable MongoDB connection string, and it's going to be type equals string, and default equals, I'll put something in there, and we'll say description. I could use the Terraform variable, the TF vars, but not for now. And we'll say connection string for the MongoDB connection at Atlas. So this would actually be good for if I wanted to do Terraform. I don't know. Terraform. I was thinking about Terraform locally, but maybe not. All right, let me see. All right, so I'm gonna move this off the screen so you don't see so you don't have to see the values that I'm putting in here. I never thought about that before, but so there you go. So we have here, so I have that being set. And in here, I want to say var.mongodb connection, right? So now I'm saying that the Google Secret Manager secret version. So I'm going to be setting up a Google Secrets Manager with the secret ID. I think that's correct. Let's double check our documentation. So resource Google Secret Manager. We have to, with my secret, all right, create a secret manager using Terraform. Define the secret, use the Google Secret Manager secret, and resource to create a secret in the secret manager, specifying the secret ID. Name of the secret. The other options like replication are optional. What about name? And then secret. So I'm using ID in my code, but I could use name. Well, let's give it a try. I'm a little confused by, all right, let's go over here. If I was to, let me see if I comment this out, right? It's gonna say that it requires the secret ID. All right, so that should be there. All right, let's go ahead and let's do a Terraform apply inside the GCP folder. And it's gonna tell us that inconsistent dependency log, the following dependency selection. All right, let's do a Terraform init for this, right? So we have different folders with different Terraform files. So, all right. So it's initialized. Let's do a Terraform. Let's do a Terraform plan first. It says insufficient replication block, Google Secrets Manager, at least one. All right, so we need at least one replication block, although it did not tell us that we needed that. Let's do that, and then I guess we'll do auto. Let's try that again. Terraform plan. Failed to retrieve project PID. Required field not set with Google Secrets Manager. on secrets.tf line 1 resource. Okay. So we're gonna need a project ID. Project. And I guess the project would be Urban Dictionary Economic Data. Let's try that. Terraform plan. And you see how everything runs together? When we were doing Terraform for back in the days we were doing it on AWS, and now the same concepts still apply, but this time it's for Google Cloud Platform. So very, very important. So this says that it went through well. We have the Google Secrets Manager, and it's going to create this. And let's see. And if that doesn't work, we can always just drop it back down. Let me see what's going on here. I don't know if that should be the secret ID though. Because I'm thinking in our code, when we pass in, we're gonna say, all right, so that should, I think I'm gonna use this instead as our secret ID. Because when we use this instead, because this, like, when we are passing the reason I'm saying that is when we were passing the, in our Kubernetes.yaml file, like over, let me see, in our deployment file, then it's going to be that's where we're going to specify the key is database connection, and the value is going to be this right here. All right, we just have to figure out how to get it in there. All right, so I'm going to put this here instead, and I am going to do our Terraform apply, and I'm going to say yes, go ahead and apply it. And that was phenomenally quick. So now we can go over to our other screen, and we can go to Secrets Manager, and look at that. We have our Terraform, the Mongo database connection for the back end. We are in the building. Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
All right. Next up, let's go over to how are we going to get that into our Kubernetes YAML file, right? So it says access secrets in GKE deployment, mount as volumes. You can mount the secrets as volumes in your Kubernetes pods using Secrets Manager add-on for GKE. Enable the Secrets Manager, we have that. Create a secrets provider class. Define a secrets provider class YAML to specify which secrets and to mount to where. I have no idea what that actually means. So I'm gonna look up a different resource that I had. Let's see.
Lunch break, lunch break.
However, it is break time. So with that being said, let's go over to break, and then when we get back, we'll see, okay, what can we do to actually get our Kubernetes or get that secret into Kubernetes, all right? Cool, all right, so let me go back to full screen, and let's go ahead and enjoy our break. Let me check the chat really, really quick and see what is going on. We have Roxy in the building saying that she is starving. Well, Roxy, I hope you get some really, really amazing food to eat. I don't know, maybe you can find a specialized roti over there. Is that how you say it? I don't know how you say it, but the Indian and Trinidadian food roti, where it's actually a pretty good looking dish, but you can get it specialized with special ingredients on the inside. All right, and we have the one, the only Kuya Nimbus in the building. It says hope all is well. Hope all is well with you. And let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you are doing. I'm excited to know, and I'm very proud of the amazing things that you're doing as well. All right, Kuya Nimbus, shout out to you.
We the best.
All right. So, and Roxy says yes, it is pronounced roti. So, I try. All right. We are going to jump over into our first break time discussion. But before I do that, let me check on the temperature of this grill, because I'm going to upgrade my grill to a Wi-Fi based what do you call that, control panel, so that I can see exactly when it's about to burn down and I can make adjustments. Because like right now it is like away from me. I only have a Bluetooth thermostat that is letting me know the temperature of the meat. So, gotta be careful. But I'll probably do that upgrade maybe this week or so, maybe next week. Let's see how it's looking though. It says disconnected. That's not good. All right, well, we shall find out. Hopefully everything works out in the end. All right, so let's continue with our first break time discussion for today. All right, so let's go with, I wanted to talk to you guys about, I'm going to share the screen on this as well, but it is about Mermaid AI diagram tool. So if you guys saw the Kubernetes video that I did this past weekend, or this past Wednesday, on Kubernetes YAML files, basically what we've been doing the past couple of weeks with our YAML files, I had a bunch of diagrams in there, right? I had a bunch of diagrams in there, and I wanted to, I was like, you know what? ChatGPT was creating the diagrams for me, but it was pretty slow. It was pretty annoying. All right. So what I end up doing, I'm like, you know what kind of AI tools are out there to create diagrams? And I found this one place called Mermaid Charts, right? So, and let me show you this Mermaid Charts, right? I created a bunch of diagrams, and it wasn't even that expensive, right? I created a bunch of diagrams using, and I just prompted it to say, okay, this is what I'm looking for. And it made, look at all these diagrams that it created for me. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Look at all these diagrams that it created for me. And I just said diagram of how Kubernetes config maps and secrets store external data. And it went boom, 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 boom. And it was pretty quick. So I wanted to show this to you, to show you that AI does not have to take your job, but it can save you a lot of time on your job. So you don't have to do like, because do you really enjoy creating a diagram at work or for whatever it is? Or do you want to just streamline, create my presentation, have a diagram, and do the presentation? To me, we waste a lot of time doing frivolous work, right? So I would rather spend the time, focus the time on doing something meaningful and useful, like what am I going to be speaking? What is going to be my presentation like? And then if I can have a way to create the frivolous part quicker, then I am all for it. So I just wanted to show you like this tool that I found that helps me create my diagrams. And I want to, let's try to create one, right? So let's say we're working on creating this Kubernetes secrets with Google Cloud Platform Secrets Manager and with the Google Kubernetes Cluster engine, right? So let's say diagram of integrating Google Secret Manager with Google Kubernetes engine through Terraform. Let's try that, right? Let's go. And I'm gonna say also make the diagram, or the diagram boxes look. I never tried this part before. Look really medieval. Let's try medieval. Let's. I don't think that's how you spell medieval though. Medieval. How do you spell medieval? Medieval. All right. And let's do enter. Let's see what it comes up with. I don't know if the second part is gonna work, but it's not. Well, it doesn't look medieval. I'll tell you that. But look how fast it created that though. Terraform applies configuration. Google Secrets Manager supplies secrets to Google Kubernetes engine. Do you see how fast it came up with that though? So that is pretty cool. I don't know why this thing's not connected. Let's see. So that came up really quick. Let me see. I'm gonna say that doesn't look medieval. So maybe we can't get the cool medieval like custom diagrams, but I mean at the end of the day that is still a pretty good diagram. Let's see. Okay, so let's say I'm gonna change it up real quick, right? Let's say diagram of Terraform configuration where I am creating a Google Kubernetes
Get a move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's
cluster.
Go. Come on. Get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
And Google Cloud secrets that will feed into the Kubernetes cluster. Let's try that. Let's see what we can come up with that. All right, so this is a little bit better. What is this? More details. Oh wow, it even gives you like a breakdown. Let me zoom out a little bit so we can see it a little bit better. It's okay. So this is actually pretty good because so our first apply was to create the Google Kubernetes engine, and then we just finished creating the Google Cloud secrets. Now we need to get it to inject into the Google Kubernetes cluster. So you see how it like how much time, here's a question: how much time would it take to create this diagram on your own? You know what I mean? Let's see. And it created some pretty complex diagrams as well, right? Look at this diagram. Look at this diagram. So I think this is an amazing tool. And then you can even, it even gives you the ability to customize them and stuff like that. I haven't tried the whiteboard feature yet. Oh, okay. I guess it's where I could like move it around and stuff like that. So that would be the whiteboard. I can probably change the shape on this, change the color. If I was to say, okay, so you can change the shapes. I think it's pretty cool. I've used free tools in the past. I forgot the name of the one that I've used in the past, but if I can get AI to generate most of this stuff for me, I think that's really cool because I don't want to focus on that, and then if I can customize it after the fact, I think that's even cooler. So I think that's awesome. I just want to share that tool. I will drop the link in the chat for this tool in case anybody's interested. If you're in tech and you create diagrams, I think this is an amazing tool. Maybe your company can pay it for you, can pay for it for you, because I know I can imagine like product owners, scrum masters, even software engineers and QA as well, having to create diagrams. I think that would be a really, really cool tool in order to help you get things done a lot faster. Actually, I'm gonna put it, drop it in here too. I'm gonna drop it to Twitch as well. Cool. All right, so that's it. Let's go back to full screen. Just wanted to share that tool with you to let you know that it is that I found it because I was like, all right, I need to create these diagrams for this presentation. And now going forward, I'm encouraged to create more diagrams for when I'm doing these software explorations, explaining these type of things. And even if on this, like when we're live, if we need to spin up a quick diagram on how we're going to be proceeding, what's our game plan, we have a tool that can do it for us. All right. So really, really cool. Wanted to share that with you. Let's go ahead and wrap that up. Let's go. All right. So let me get that off the screen and let me check the chat before we get back to work. Let's see. Roxy says, save me a plate. Why, I certainly will do so. And Kuya Nimbus says, your survey, do you need help? I worked on mental health as a clinician before tech for the TBI survey. Do me a favor. I haven't shared the context of that survey for a while, but that survey is for my cousin who was involved in a biking accident last year. She is a system engineer. She has, I think, a master's in mathematics. She's a mathematician. So she noticed that there is a lack of knowledge and understanding about traumatic brain injuries. And she wanted to gather data to see what people understand, things like that, in order to be able to help educate people who are either suffering with a TBI or who have family family members and relatives and friends of people who have a TBI to help them navigate that and deal with that and stuff like that. So to answer your question specifically, I don't know, but if you send me an email, I'm gonna reach out to her. I was thinking about reaching out to her because she was supposed to get started on some stuff, and I can find out to see where she's at, if she needs any help, and maybe put the two of you guys in contact, and you guys can go from there. But I think that it's absolutely amazing that you used to be a clinician, and so I think it would be really cool. So to bring you guys together and work together on that type of stuff. So email is ralph@techcoachingwithralph.com. And I'll drop it in the chat as well. I will drop it in the chat. Send me an email and I will let you know. Let me see. And Kuya Number says, look up many veteran studies. There are a lot of studies. That is awesome. That is awesome. I think her angle is that there's a lot of studies, but there's not much information on how to actually deal with it for the person. Because I know she had a lot of trouble finding resources on how to deal with it. So I think she just wants to put more awareness out there and put some information and help out there. So very, very cool. Thank you so much for that question. That was absolutely amazing. We have Kuya says, mind mapping AI bots are a nice tool that I found it phenomenal. I think I gotta share this. I gotta share this with you guys. Roxy says, work smarter, not harder. I agree 100%. Let's see. Yep. Q number says, Roxy said nice. Q number says that's pretty quick as well. Yep, that was very, very quick. So that's awesome. I loved it. All right. Let's see. Anything else? I think we're good. We are good. Let's get back to our second segment of work. And then during that break after this one, I will go and check the group because for some reason, the Bluetooth isn't connected. So the house might be burning down. Who knows? Who knows what's going on out there? Let me see. All right. I will make sure I get it working on when I get back. All right. So let's do our second segment of work. I think it's fine, but we'll definitely find out. All right. Let's get to it. Let's get to work.
Let's go!
All right. So we have our secret created. We have let's go over here. Our secret is created. We need to get our secret into our Kubernetes cluster, right? So let me take a look at, let's see. So we got that. Reference the secret when defined. All right, let's go and take a look at where's my documentation? Let's take a look at, open up this link right here. So I don't think we need this one anymore. All right, so our secret manager is enabled. Enable the secret manager add-on in GKE. We have that done. Now, let me see, Google Cloud Beta Container Cluster Update, cluster name. Let's see. So enable secret manager rotation. Okay. Verify the secret manager add-on installation. And we saw it through the console anyways. Create a new Kubernetes service account. What is that? Configure applications to authenticate to the secret manager API. To allow your application to authenticate to the secret manager API using the workload identity federation or GKE, follow the steps. Create a new Kubernetes service account or use an existing Kubernetes service account in the same namespace as the pod you want to mount. Let's see. Create a new service account. Kind service account name. I think the namespace is default. Create an identity and access management policy. Is it really that much work to get a secret into Google? Huh. That seems like a lot of work just to use a secret from. Let me pull up some more documentation. Let's pull up some more documentation. It just looks like it's a lot of work to get something that should be so basic. How to create, so we don't need this one because we already created the Google secret with Terraform. So that's not the one that we need. So let's say Google Kubernetes engine uses secret from Google secret. Let's see. All right. So we have all that. Use secret manager add-on with Google Kubernetes engine. Access secret stored outside a GKE cluster using client libraries. Let's see what that means. So GKE autopilots. So before you begin, run the commands on this page. Okay, we have all right. Creating the project, setting the project. We already have that. Enabling secrets. We have that. It says grant roles to your user account. Run the following command once for each of the following IAM roles. I think we probably have that already, but if not, we'll get an error for it. Prepare the environment. Clone Kubernetes engine sample. We go into this. All right. Create a secret in Secrets Manager. Okay, we have that already done through Terraform. Create a secret to store the sample data. Okay. And then it says that create the cluster and Kubernetes resource. So we already have the cluster created. Create a read-only namespace and an admin namespace. So what does that mean? So the cluster might take, all right, we have that. Create a read-only service account and create an admin service account. Why are they having me create a read-only and an admin one? Create a service account. So I could, let me think. Create IAM allow policies. So we're saying Google secrets add IAM policy binding. BQ read-only key. Replace the following project underscore number with your numerator in your project. I'm trying to figure out why. Grant the service admin, the admin service account read write access to the secret. Verify the secret access. Deploy test pods in each namespace to verify the read-only namespace. I mean, we could. It just seemed a bit excessive to do. Let's see. Access secrets from your code. All right, so let's do another search. I'm gonna search for access Google secret from Kubernetes. Kubernetes YAML file. Okay. Let's see. All right. So to access secrets stored in Google Secrets Manager from a Kubernetes YAML file, you must either use Secrets Manager add-on to mount secrets as a volume, or use client libraries with workload identity for GKE. Here's a breakdown of the two approaches. Secrets Manager add-on, recommended for simplicity. Enable the add-on. Enable Secrets Manager add-on in your GKE cluster. Configure authentication. Configure your application to authenticate to the Secrets Manager API using workload identity federation. Define the secrets. Define which secrets to mount onto Kubernetes pods using the secret provider class. Create a volume where the secrets will be mounted. Access secrets after the volume is attached. Applications in the container can access the data in the container file system. I think that's what they were telling us to do. Kind of confusing, but so use secrets add-on engine. All right, so okay. I mean, I guess we're going back to. I guess we have to do it this way. Limitations. The Secret Manager add-on has two of the following limitations. Not support the following feature in the open secret store. Okay, whatever. All right, so verify the. All right, so this is where we were at before. Let's give it a try, I guess. So the Google Secrets Manager provides the workload identity of the pod that a secret is mounted on to allow your applications to authenticate to the Secrets Manager API using a workload identity federation for GKE. Follow these steps. create a Kubernetes service account or use an existing Kubernetes service account in the same namespace as the pod onto which you want to mount the secret. Okay. Now, all right, so let's go and take a look at this information here, right? The namespace is, let's see what we got here. Networking information, secrets. Service account is default. Okay. If our service account is default, okay, so our service account is default. If we go back and look at this one, so this is check, enable the add-on, configure authentication, configure your application to authenticate with the secrets API using workload identity federation. So, we could say secret manager, identity, workload, configuration. To identify and configure workloads to access secrets in Google Cloud Secret Manager, you'll need to use workload identity federation or workload identity depending on your environment. Then grant the appropriate IAM roles. Understanding workload identity and workload identity federation enables workloads running outside of Google Cloud, for example, AWS, Azure, to authenticate. Workload identity allows Kubernetes workloads, pods, to authenticate with Google Cloud services using service accounts without needing to store service accounts keys directly in the pods. All right, so configuring workload identity, create a Kubernetes service account. We have that, which is default. Create a service account in your GKE cluster that will be used to access secrets. Attach your service accounts to pods. Attach your service accounts to pods. In your pods YAML configuration, specify the service account name using the service accounts. But we don't have a pod YAML configuration because we are using the deployment and the services. So the question is, let's see. And because Kuyanimbus has to head out, let me read this real quick and wish Kuyanimbus a great day. Let's see. Kuyanimbus said, let me expand this up a bit. Kuyanimbus says, have to head out, sent some resources along with a few cognitive exercises for your cousin. Have a good stream. Have a Zoom call, Bright Talk ISC2 to catch up on. We'll catch your stream later. Shout out to you. And remember, Kuyanimbus, we are going to be talking about jiu-jitsu at 7:30 on the Half Guard Halfy channel. Would love your judo perspective as well. But shout out to you and thank you so much for stopping by. It says, don't forget to hydrate too. Thank you so much. I do have my yerba mate right here, and I have a big cup of water as well. Enjoy. Hopefully we get to see you later. Have a great Zoom call. Shout out to you.
We the best. I appreciate you.
All right, let's continue along. Let's see what else we've got going on over here. All right, so so now the question that pops into my mind is how to attach a Kubernetes deployment YAML to a service account, because we're not creating pods, right? Let's see, configure service accounts for pods. See, but we're not using pods individually. The pods are automatically created, right? So if I don't have them running right now because they were, all right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and apply so I'm going to go and I'm going to open up a new here, and I'm going to say cd backend, and I'm going to say kubectl apply -f, and I'm going to say backend or deployment. Let's do that. That way we can have some pods actually running, but I don't have Kubernetes pods, right? If you understand, like I do it through the deployment file, and the deployment file is going to create the pods. So then if that's the case, I'm going to let it do its thing over there. I'm going to go back over to here. Do I need to? I don't think that's going to work actually. I think I might need to, let's do, let me stop this. I think I need to do gcloud container clusters, and then I would say to not create, I need to, I don't remember what it was, get credentials gke-cluster, and then locate or region US East 1. I think that's what I got to do. No cluster. All right. So let's say gcloud container cluster list. Okay, UDEC. All right. So let's say UDEC dash. All right, so now if I go and I do my, so it says Kubernetes entry generated for, okay, so now if I do that, it should work. So it's created, all right. So now if I do kubectl get deployments, so we have our UDEC BE. If I do kubectl get pods, all right. So now the question is, how do we get these pods onto the, not the pods, but how do we get, what do you call it, the secrets or the service account onto these pods, right? So all right, so now that we have that running, let me go ahead and, I don't need the service. Let me see. Let's do get deployments. Hopefully they'll come on soon enough. But anyways, all right, so now let's go back to our, over here. I know why they're not coming up. I need to go to MongoDB, and I need to enable the access to the database. That's why it's not working. Move this up here. Because right now it's going to say that it can't connect to the database, and that's going to cause it to fail. I'm going to add some type of failover at some point to it, but it's not a big deal right now. And confirm. I'm just going to go and destroy this, or delete deployments, deployment UDEC-BE. All right, so that's deleted. I'm going to go and, so we're set up. I'm going to run it back. And we're going to get the deployments.
Lunch break.
And they should be coming up sooner or later, hopefully. unless I don't have the passwords in there, but no biggie. Anyways, let's go to break. We are making great progress on this. We do have to figure out that service. I think it's more important to figure out the service account thing than anything else. But we can always, because once we get the password in there, it's going to be smooth sailing from there. Let me just double check this deployment file. Because where was that password being passed in? There is some type of secret being passed in. I don't know where it's getting it from because I don't remember. That's a big part of it, but we'll figure that out. We shall. Oh, I think I know what happened. We'll figure it out. Anyways, here's what we're going to do. I am going to check on this. I'm going to go check on this grow real quick. I'm going to play a song, and then we will go back and we'll do our second break time discussion as well as checking the chat. So give me just a second to take care of that. I should be back in like 3 minutes. So let me see which song we are going to play while I am away. Oh, I know. I'm going to play one of my favorite songs. Let's go with this one.
Still have a lot to do, I still have to put away the chairs. But anyway, I've got all the chores. Or anyway, it's up to me to do them all. I still have to put my clothes today. All in all, reality is cats. Like an alley cat at your park. But now I gotta do your part. I got a day job and a night job, and an interview at 5. You've gotten rid of both boyfriends, and you've given me the green light. I got a day job, and a night job, and an afternoon away. You just waved a hand and we're engaged, you say. I've been up since 4 a.m. and finishing this at midnight. After this thing I should sell it and call it quits when the getting's good. I took a night at your new club today to take a break away from the rats. But now I got your locker stool and your car keys in my cart. I pick up the pieces left on the floor while you walk away like you don't care no more. I'm tired of cleaning every mess you make, slowly losing patience with every break. Every promise broken never leads to change. I'm the one who's always left rearranged. Your lack of effort shows clear as the day. I'll be sweeping you out when I find my way. Hey, hey, I'm the cleanup crew, fixing your mess just like it's new. Hey, hey, won't be here long, cleaning house, I'm moving on. Watching you take credit for the work I do, every single task I pull double through. Your empty words no longer faze me. Soon enough your history, just wait and see. Where's the spark, the dedication gone? I'm carrying weight, dragging us along. No more excuses, your time is past. This sweeps your fate, I'll make it last. Hey, hey, I'm the cleanup crew, fixing your mess just like it's new. Hey, hey, won't be here long, cleaning house, I'm moving along.
I really like that song, and I actually have to push out my album for this should be releasing next week on April 15th. My Frenemies album, which will be featuring Rock the Scrubs Roxy. It will be featuring Mitch is for the people. It will be featuring Magnetar's King Snitcher. Family Over Everything, the original and the remixed version, as well as plenty of other amazing songs like this one, Why I Gotta Do Your Part. It's gonna be an amazing album. It's going to be my birthday celebration album on April 15th. So as you are paying your taxes, you can be rocking out to the Frenemies album, all right? So let me check the chat real quick, and then we will continue with the show. Let's see. Roxy says, what are these emojis? I'm sorry, these would need to fix this thing. Those are, the dancing emoji. Shout out to that. And Roxy says, don't burn her steak. It's actually looking very, very beautiful out there. It's looking very beautiful. I just flipped it over, and should be done. It should be done by the time that this show is over, right? Because we have about 50, a little under 50 minutes to go. So it's gonna be amazing. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm going to switch to I'm gonna order. You know what? As soon as the show is over, I'm gonna go out there and order the Wi-Fi module so that I can be in here and I can be comfortable and confident that everything is working out beautifully. All right. So with that being said, let me go ahead. Let's get to our second break time discussion of today. Let me move this out the way as well. So Amazon CEO Andy Jassy on career goals. Let me go ahead and pull up that article. We're going to talk about this together. It's going to be over here. All right. So if you guys don't know, Andy Jassy, who has been requiring Amazon employees to head back to the office, he said something that I found quite a bit intriguing. So let's go ahead and read this together, okay? He says, so the Amazon CEO, Andy Jassy, says it's fine to not know your career's end goal, even well into your 60s. Is it, all right, I'm gonna ask this question. Into your 60s, isn't it like about time for your career itself to be like wrapping it up? So I don't understand 100% what he means by that, but let's see. Let's read it together, right? So this comes from Fortune magazine through yahoo.com. So this is the Amazon CEO Andy Jassy. It is no longer what's the other guy's name? The rich guy. Why can't I remember why is his name slipping me right now? But you guys know who I'm talking about. Jeff Bezos, not Jeff Bezos. It is now Andy Jassy. So career, let me see. Can I zoom in a little bit on this? All right, so there we go. So it says career uncertainty isn't exclusive to early professionals still charting their path. It can persist into middle age, according to Amazon CEO Andy Jassy. Let me close this out a little bit so you can see it better. Okay, so in a recent blog post on Amazon's corporate site, Jassy shared 5 tips for long-term career growth, offering insights grounded in personal experiences and a non-linear rise to the top. It says, Jassy, who became Amazon CEO in 2021, has held a wide array of roles throughout his professional journey, from paralegal to soccer coach to product manager and investment banker. His diverse background, he said, is proof that success doesn't require a straight line. I do agree with that. Success does not require a straight line. And I think, like, even for him, apparently for him, as a paralegal, as a soccer coach, as a product manager, as an investment banker, it does give you very broad perspectives and different points of views when making decisions and stuff like that. So I understand that. Is don't be afraid to try out different things, and don't let people tell you that whatever you've done, even if you've done it for a while, is what you must do. Fair point. Yeah, he said in a post, you have the opportunity to write your own story. I'm going to say this, though. While true, I think a lot of people who try to quote unquote write their own story they kind of have bad stories to write. So, you know, I think this advice is dependent on who it's going to, right? So I'm just gonna throw that out there, right? Because his message is especially relevant in today's dynamic workplace where flexibility and adaptability are fast becoming more valuable for fast rising leaders than rigid long-term plans. And that openness to change, he noted, isn't reserved for early adulthood. It often persists well into one's 40s, 50s, and even their 60s. Far from being a red flag, Jassy views career uncertainty as a normal and necessary part of professional growth. So here's the deal with that, right? Here's the deal with that. I would say that if that's the case, why is it harder when people get into their 60s to actually find these corporate type jobs? You know, unless they have a bunch of experience and they're maybe getting a senior level executive type role. But for somebody to be starting out their career into a new field in 60, I don't know. I hear a lot of people in the upper age range find a harder time to get into these positions, right? So that's just what I've heard. Like starting over at 60, it's kind of hard. So far from being a red flag, Jassy views career uncertainty as a normal and necessary part of professional growth. Plus, the future is inherently unpredictable and shaped by a series of pivots, risks, lessons learned from failures, and unexpected opportunities. Nike CEO Elliot Hill is emblematic of the unexpected nature of career trajectories. Hill retired from the sports apparel giant in 2020 after a long tenure that saw him rise from an intern to president of Nike's consumer and marketplace. And I'll say this, even at the company that I work for, they were doing a recap of when they got started, and I see like there's been tons of interns that took a lot of high level positions, so that's really cool. I do think if you are an intern at a early stage company that your trajectory, it can go very, very far. Just 4 years after his departure, Nike tapped him to return, this time to step into the corner office. In the blog post, and I'm going to say this as well though, like, although for Elliot Hill, he might have been asked to return at the CEO position, for most people who have started at a company, they're not going to be asked to come back as a CEO. I mean, I'm just going to be honest, right?
I was gonna lie to you, but I had to tell the truth. I'm just being honest.
In the blog post, Jassy also stressed the importance of leaning into one's passions, saying that fulfillment, not just ambition, should guide career decisions. He reiterated his belief in the value of constantly learning and evolving, arguing that curiosity and self-improvement are what truly set successful people apart. I agree with the caveat of if your passion is destructive and not going to be helpful to you or the greater society, then you probably need to reevaluate what you are passionate about, because there are a lot of people who are passionate about some really, really demonic things, and we should probably, like I said, I think he's speaking to a certain set of type of people, all right? So let's continue. There are people who are at a certain point in their life consider threatening.
Back to work, chop chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
Says there are people who are at a certain point of their life. There are people who are at a certain point of their life consider it threatening that they don't know it all, or they get to a certain seniority and they think it's embarrassing if they have to keep learning. I think I say to the day that you die, you need to continue to stimulate your mind, keep learning new things, new strategies, I'm always learning new things. I'm on this channel. We're learning DevOps, we're learning large language models and AI, we're learning ethical hacking, and once we're done with that, we're going to be picking up something new. Maybe we start learning about networking and CCNA and subnets. Maybe I don't know. So I do understand that. But the reality is, the second you stop learning, the second you start, is the second you're starting to unwind. I agree with that 100%. He also advocated for the embrace of failure. I have a video about how we must embrace failure in order to be successful. In order to win, we have to go through failure. The most important lesson often comes from missteps, provided one has the self-awareness to learn from them. If you are inventing and trying things and pushing hard enough, you're not going to get everything right, he said. And I agree with that 100%. I've failed so many times, but at the end of the day, I always win the war with myself. And you've seen it on the channel many, many times. Like, we try and try and try until we succeed, all right? Beyond resilience and curiosity, Jassy underscored the enduring importance of attitude, a strong work ethic, and collaboration. An embarrassing amount of what makes people successful is attitude. He said, do you work hard? Do you do what you said you were going to do? Can people trust you? And I'm going to be honest with you, right? I'm going to be honest. There's been plenty of people who I've tried to work with and I tried to push them, but a lot of times they want to be coddled, and I don't coddle anybody, right? People got on me about saying, you know what, 2025, less compassionate, like, because the more compassionate that you are, the more that people are going to slack. And, you know, if people want to walk away because you are pushing them to work hard, and you call them out on their nonsense and they get upset about it, then you know what? As my favorite runner-up said,
do not come.
Right? So he continued, this seems so obvious, but a lot of people don't do those things. I agree 1000% with that. So honestly, let's go back to full screen. It's a pretty good article. I agree for the most part. I do think that the demographics who he's speaking to might be like, it's not for all demographics, right? I think the work ethic is, but what we're passionate about, we need to, like, my biggest pet peeve is people who follow what they're passionate about, but then what they're passionate about does not sustain their lifestyle, and then they complain about what their passion is not sustaining their lifestyle. No, my thing is, let's do things that are going to sustain our lifestyle, you know, whatever work that is, and then use that income to fuel what we're passionate about. And then maybe what we're passionate about can grow, and now we can make money in both avenues, what we work at and are good at, and what we were passionate about. And maybe one day what we're passionate about will overtake the stuff that actually makes us money. But if it doesn't, still make your money. Don't complain. Don't try to live off of other people, which will take us into our third break once we get there, right? So let me go back to the chat real quick, and then we will get back to work, okay? So let me see what we have going on in the chat. Let's see. Roxy says, April 15th, birthday bash. Let's get to it. Let's get it. And Wave Nerd is here in the building. Wave Nerd, I see that you got my email response, and I will be talking very, very soon. Wave Nerd says, with the lying emoji, this afternoon, he is laying the groundwork for why it's okay to mass fire people. I don't know if that's the groundwork, because I believe they have already done it anyways. But I do see your point, though, because if you're asking the question, do you work hard? Do you do what you said you were going to do? Can people trust you? And to be honest with you, right? To be honest with you, I do kind of agree with what you're saying, right? With that groundwork, but it's honestly, it's like Doge asking, what are the 5 things you accomplished last week? Give me 5 accomplishments for last week. Do you work hard? Do you do what you said you're going to do? Can people trust? I honestly ask that question every day to myself, to the people that I work with, not that I work with at work, you know, because that's their own responsibility. But I ask myself that. I ask the people that I'm coaching that. I ask the people that like family members that are you working hard? Do you do what you said you were going to do? One of my biggest pet peeves is because people call me annoying because of this. Wave Nerd, people call me annoying just because of this one reason, right? People say, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And then maybe it's my fault because I believe them, and I say, hey, so-and-so, did you do X, Y, and Z? And like, oh my God, you are so annoying. So that's what normally happens. But shout out to you. Let's see. Oh my goodness, we got my guy in the building, Mitch. What's going on, Mitch? How are you doing?
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Says it just gets to a point where he just can't hold off anymore and says, you know what, Tech Coach Ralph, you are the best.
We the best.
Thank you so much for that, Mitch. I try to be humble, but I do know that. I do know that. Thank you so much, Mitch. All right, let's go ahead and get to our very last break time, our very last working segment of today.
It's time to do.
All right, so what we're trying to figure out now is how do we get this service account into our deployment? All right, let's see. So let me see. All right, so we're looking at over here how to attach a Kubernetes deployment YAML to a service account. To configure a but this is the pod. So configure service accounts for pod, get pod, YAML. You can fetch the details of a pod you have created. Opt out of API credential automating. So let's try this one actually. Let's see if we do get service account, which I kind of know what the service account is going to be, but let's see. Cube CTL get service accounts. Let's see what we get with this. So we have the default service account, no secrets for that default service account. Okay. You can create additional service account objects like this. Okay. And I think the reason that our pods are not connected because we don't have the service or the secret stuff set up. Let's see. Manually create an API token for a service account. Okay. So what I'm looking, so the default, okay, so the default service account is running the pod, right? So we have that. So if we look back at our documentation, configuring workload identities for GKE. Create a service account in your GKE cluster that would be used to access secrets. Attach your service account to the pods. In your pods YAML configuration, specify the service account using the service account name. Grant. Okay, so let's say kube create service account. G-Cloud project. Add IAM binding. Policy. Service. I'm looking at over here actually. So G-Cloud projects add IAM policy binding project member. Okay. And then attach the service account to a pod. Kind pod. So let's go over and take a look at this real quick. Am I able to add a service account inside? So this would be in the spec. I don't think I'm going to get any. All right, let me take that out. Let's see, because the deployment creates the pods, right? So I would expect in the deployment that I could have the in the meta. So, all right, let's go back over here. Let's go to, so let's try this. Let's do this part first. Our cube create service account. All right, so let's create a service account with the YAML. So let's say cube CTL create service account YAML, which I saw that somewhere. Let's see. The YAML file for creating a service account. Where are you? I've seen it somewhere. Let me see. Let me go back to. I don't know. All right, hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let's see if I can find it through one of these things. Kubernetes service account YAML. Service accounts. I know I had seen it somewhere. All right, there we go. So let's do this. So let's do this one right here. All right, I'm gonna go over to here and we're gonna say inside of the backend, or I guess I could do it on the, I could do it on the higher level, to be honest with you, because that should be, a service account should be applicable to, so I'm just structuring, so let's do a folder call. I'll do it in here for now. I can always move it later. Service accounts.yaml. And I'm going to say API version is 1, kind, service account, metadata, annotations, and kubernetes.io enforce mountable secrets true and okay, and then the name is going to be UDEC service account, and the namespace is going to be default. All right. Me out of here, and we're gonna say cd dot dot. We're gonna say cube ctl apply -f, and we're gonna call that service accounts. Right. It says error validating. API version isn't string type if you choose 0. All right, so I guess it'd be 1. Let's try that. All right, our service account is created, so we do get our cube ctl get service accounts. And now we have 2. Okay, so we got that step out of the way. Now let's go back over to our messy documentation. All right, so we have our service account created. Let's go ahead and let's try. So we all right. So we have the service account created. we are going to grant the IAM role. G-Cloud projects add IAM policy binding. Grant the IAM role. Because I would want to do that through Terraform. That would be my goal, to do it through Terraform. So let's see what we can do. Grant the IAM role. G-Cloud projects add IAM. Let me try something right here. I'm just gonna check this real quick. IAM. Don't see IAM over here. GKE. Google container. Cluster. All right. Well, for now, not to make it more complex than it has to be, let's go ahead and let's grant this via the. Let's grant the IAM role via the command line. Projects add IAM policy binding. Project ID UDEC or Urban Dictionary. Economic data. And we're gonna say -- member equals service account colon, and it was, what was the name of the service account that we created? It is service accounts. It is UDEC service account. At Urban Dictionary economic data dot svc dot id dot GOOG, and then role equals role slash secret manager dot secret accessor. So I definitely want to find a way to have this part automated. I'm not sure if this is, it's probably through Terraform, I'm guessing, but I'm not 100% sure yet, but let's see if this works. Invalid argument, service account, UDEC, service account at does not exist. Why not? Let's do a list again. Get service accounts. UDEC service account right there. Grant the IAM role. So it told us that UDEC service account does not exist. Policy modification failed. For a binding with conditions, run gcloud alpha IAM policy length condition to identify issues in condition. Error. Invalid argument. Service account, UDEC, service account. Gcloud projects. List. Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. project ID, project number. Okay, let's clear that out. Because this should be the project ID. svc.id.goog. And this should be UDC service account, member, role, project ID. Policy modification failed for a binding with condition. Run gcloud alpha IAM link condition to identify issues in the condition. Why is that? Grant the IAM role. So let's see how service account. Okay, so let's go to I'm going to search for let's go to attach service accounts to your pods. Create a Kubernetes service account. Create a service account in your GKE cluster that will be used to access secrets. Grant the secret manager accessor role or a role with the permission to the Kubernetes service account. Configure the workload federation grant the secret manager secret accessor role as a role with secret manager permission to the service account. So we do this. I don't understand why this part isn't working. gcloud projects, add this, my service account, my secret. What about we do gcloud gcloud service let me see. Trying to see where we're getting closer. So Kubernetes deployment YAML. Cause maybe I can connect the service account to the pods, and then we can figure out how to get that, because we're still trying to figure out how to get this secret stuff in there. All right, let's go to the deployment, and I'm gonna go to, let's see what happens with this, right? Service account, and that's gonna be UDC service account, right? Let's say kubectl apply -f deployment. Let's see if we get any errors for this deployment, or it's gonna be backend deployment Unknown, oops, too many P's, too many P's. Unknown field spec dot service account. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I was being hopeful that passing in the service account would work for the, so let's go to service account name. All right, let's try that. Let's try that. I was updating it in here to try to see. I was being hopeful that if I pass it here in the deployment file, it would take the
Lunch break! Lunch break!
it would take the service account. But maybe it's not possible. I don't know. What if I bring this out one layer up? Just trying it out now. Nope, it doesn't know the service account. Let's see if we do a search for, before we head out of here, Kubernetes deployment YAML service account. All right, how to configure a non-default service account on a deployment. My understanding of this doc page is that if I configure a service account with pods and hopefully also deployments, I can access the K8 API in order not to alter. Okay, how do I achieve something similar? So as you will need to specify pod spec and deployment as well, you should be able to configure the service account in the same way. Something like, I thought that's what I did. That's not what I did. Oh, let's go back over here. So if I take that out, we have the spec. Oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe I did it too high up, maybe? I thought I did it in here. Containers? No, it would be in spec. All right, let me do this. Spec. Template. Spec. It should be in here. Service account name. Oh, okay. So I had it in the wrong spot before then. So now the service account is added to our pods. Cool. So that's good. But I think although we're close, I think we're gonna wrap it up right here for today. We still need. So what else do we need to do? We need to. Where's our documentation? We need to. So we've attached a service account to the pods, so that's good. We still need to enable the work identity for the cluster. Grant IAM role, secret manager accessor role, to the service account. So maybe we'll look into this next time through the console, and then if we can figure it out through the console, then we will get it through our terminal and stuff like that, because it should have been something like this, but not entirely sure. Or because usually this would be the project ID, so I'm not sure. I don't know. That's for next time. We'll pick up on this next week. We are very, very close of finishing this out. It'll be super, super cool that we can use our Google Secrets Manager embedded into our Google Kubernetes cluster, so that we don't need to hard code passwords and stuff like that. Keep it over there and, save that energy for it over there, right? But let's go to full screen and let me see how much time we have left. We have 8 minutes left. Let me check. Let's do this. Let's watch this together real quick. It is about grown children mooching, living off their parents, right? So let's go ahead and let's go to this last and final topic before we get to the chat, living off your parents. And I'm going to go over to here and we're going to go to here. And this was from Fox Business, and they were talking. The video topic was about as a grown adult living off your parents. I have not watched this yet, but it did pique my interest, so I wanted to watch it with you guys.
More young adults are leaning on the bank of mom and dad. For the first time ever, half of American parents are financially supporting their kids, their adult kids, according to a new report. Parents are shelling out nearly $1,500 a month. Whoa. Life is expensive, sure, but here's where it gets interesting. While Gen Z complains about the cost of living, a new poll shows they're splurging on high-end luxuries, concert tickets, designer fashion, and vacations. In fact, the average Gen Zer carries $94,000 in personal debt. Jackie, you may have a few thoughts to share on this issue. Would you kindly?
Carrying that kind of debt, first of all, is a terrible way to start your life. And I know people whose parents are subsidizing them in ways that are beyond what you could even imagine. To live in luxury apartments, to take lavish vacations and dine in restaurants that, adults I know haven't even necessarily dined in. And so you just sit back and say, what are you teaching your kids? You're not teaching them to be on any kind of budget. And you and your money may not be here one day to protect them or to afford them some of these novelties that they're enjoying. And so I really sit back and say the best thing a parent could do, and albeit I'm not a parent, but is to teach kids about money and say, okay, you're making X amount of dollars at work. You're not going to concerts. You're not spending money on expensive sneakers and clothes. You're going to actually make a budget in a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, and you're going to live on that budget. And that means you're going to go without some things too. And as you make more money, then it can be aspirational, and you can do some of that stuff and teach them the right way.
So here's a question. Did you ever learn, either through your parents or through school, how to budget a checkbook? You have your expenses column and you have your incoming money column. Why are Gen Zs in $94,000 in debt? It doesn't make any sense to me. $94,000 in debt, and that's an average, because there are some of those young ones. They're due to student loans and stuff that they chose to take on, and their parents choose to co-sign for them, are in $250,000 in debt for a job that they cannot, that for a major that there are no jobs for. It is what it is. Let's keep watching.
Way to live and spend.
Taylor, do parents need to practice the tough love of cutting off the $1,500? That's a lot of money per month.
No, I was very upset with my parents when they did this. I was 22. It was May. I just graduated college. They gave me until about September to figure it out, or else I was coming home to get a job. And I remember one job that I had at the time wasn't enough to pay rent. And so I asked them to help me out, and they said, no, try to get a second or a third job first. So I got 2 jobs, and I still asked them to help me. And they said, show us a budget in Excel about all the income from the 2 or the 3 jobs, plus rent, plus a budget for your grocery list and what you think. And then if there's a shortfall after that, we'll think about helping you, because you're working. As long as you're working.
I like that they said, we'll think about it after you show me all this information. And honestly, you have to treat it all like a business. You have to treat it like a business. All right. Show me your expense report. Show me your revenue, your profit and loss margins, and then we will see if we will invest in you. You can't afford rent. How many roommates do you have? What are you eating? I'm saying, like, honestly, and this is the part where people get upset about, right? Because when they come asking you for help, and then you say, you know what? You guys remember? You guys remember Chappelle Show with Rick James, Charlie Murphy, and Eddie Murphy, when Rick James needed some help, and Charlie Murphy said, "We gave him that help, all right." A lot of people, the help that they need, when you try to offer them that help, they don't want to take it. So they're like, "Oh, I need some help." Well, let me get the details. And it says, "No, just give me what I want." Well, that's not help. That's not help, right? So that's my thoughts.
I think I get frustrated when you're just sitting at home and parents are like, oh, sure, here's the money. But I was showing a good faith effort to try to pull a couple jobs, and then they helped supplement me for a couple months until I was able to get a promotion and work my way up.
Bill, did you pull up the spreadsheet at 22?
I didn't know what a spreadsheet was. I wish now that I knew that. I remember when I was 12 years old, and my father said to me, he said, Billy, I got 5 of you. I can't pay for all of you. When it comes to college, you're on your own. Yep. So I was pretty much cut off at that point in my life. But listen, we don't have to take fun out of our lives. I mean, like concerts that's good fun.
Why is it at 22 though? Why is it at 22 when they're done with college that they're starting to learn these lessons? Why isn't this starting to be instilled at a much earlier age? I don't believe that parents are obligated to pay for their kids' college education. I don't believe that. I think what parents are obligated to do is to make sure their kids are smart and intelligent throughout K through 12 so that they can get scholarships and stuff like that in order to go to school. And that way you save a bunch of money. And as parents, make sure you guide your kids into fields that are going to be beneficial for them throughout their whole entire career. So even if you have hobbies, your hobbies are called minors. The majors is what's going to sustain you for your entire life. The hobbies, those are what you call minors. But a lot of times people like to major in the minors and minor in the minors, I'm telling you. Let's keep going.
For anyone.
$6,000
Taylor Swift tickets cost a lot.
I think the question, what are the parents paying for? And in my case, it wasn't much at a certain point. It was cut off. But I mean, living in New York City, I mean, sometimes you wonder, like, you know, if you're in your 20s, like, how do you pay for this? This town does not make it easy for you. Mm-hmm. And without some support.
That just means in your 20s, you shouldn't be living in New York City, all right? I'm just being...
I'm just being honest.
I'm just saying, if you can't afford to live somewhere, there are 50 states. There are 50 states that you can live in.
Yo, the sign is real simple.
Just saying.
It says wrap it up.
From above.
I lived in a 5-floor walk-up, and we had mice.
Yep.
And you know what? My parents knew about it, and they kind of were laughing because we were learning lessons at that time in our life, and I was learning how to budget.
Living with mice is good for your soul, Tegan.
My mother always said, she would come visit and say, you need to live in a doorman building. Right. And I would look at her and say, are you going to pay for it?
Right.
And she would shut up.
Yeah.
May she rest in peace. Right. And same for your sweet daddy. I think that you can't live in New York. Like if you're starting out, you got to go live somewhere else that's less expensive. And I think a lot of these parents are just footing the bill so the kids don't move back home. They don't want them back there. It's like stay gone.
Could be.
That could be worse, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if you eat at McDonald's, you listen to CDs, and you know, you watch the football game on Sundays.
Would you bail your kids out?
Oh no, we've had this conversation. I'm a pay for chores kind of guy. I know that's very controversial on this.
My dad gave me $20 when I graduated from college and said, if you get married, elope. And that was good advice.
I might not be.
I'm on the second, you know. been 2 marriages. So.
All right. On that note, we've got a great second hour of the Big Money Show coming up, and a thank you to Bill Hammer for.
All right. So that was that. I don't know. I don't see how, as grown, and this is how you end up being at home till 30, right? But $1,500 a month, as it. If you can't, I mean, my parents, when I was 21, they got up and moved out of the country. So I had to figure it out on my own. My sister, 18 in college, had to figure it out on her own. And we did what we had to do. But $1,500 a month, parents paying for their grown kids, like if you can't afford your rent, live at home. And if your parents don't want you to live at home, live somewhere that you can afford. Get the amount of roommates you can afford. All that good stuff. But I don't know. Anyways, that is it for today. Let me check the chat before we get up and out of here. Let's see what we got going on. Mitch was excited about this topic. Let me see. Anything else before we get there? Roxy says, I gotta send in my accomplishments. Yes, you do. And says annoying. And Waver says, my word is all I have. It is. And Mitch starts off with the proverbial, you guys know how Mitch gets. He says, them kids. Fair enough. Says they must be, they must be them other type of kids. She's speaking for a specific audience. I'm not sure which one you're referring to as speaking to a specific audience, but I don't know. I will say that for some, if just the fact that, I mean, maybe this is back in the days, but just the fact that you would go to college, regardless of how bad your college decisions were, your parents would be so proud of you that you could graduate in a very, very easy major with a 2.5 GPA, but you went to college and you graduated, even though you cannot get a job with what you graduated in, they are very, very proud of you regardless. And Mitch says, that's what I would. In the words of Huxtable, I'm rich, you're not. Oh, the burn. Dang, Mitch, you gotta drop it on them like that. I agree with you though. Let's see. And it says, because all don't have a rich Uncle Phil. That is true. I mean, thinking about Uncle Phil, he did let his grown daughter live in the pool house. So I don't know. It says some rents in New York are $8,000 a month for an apartment. That just means you should not be living in New York if you can't afford $8,000 a month, or if you cannot split $8,000 a month in a 1-bedroom studio with 11 roommates. And since she's lying, she didn't have mice. It was a stray dog, or it might have been a New York mouse the size of a stray dog. Bruh. It happens in New York, all right? Wave Nerd says, good show. Thank you so much, Wave Nerd. Shout out to you, and looking forward to talking to you very, very soon. And Mitch says, not 11. Yes, Mitch. 11 roommates for a 1-bedroom studio. Trust me, it happens. I'm sure it happens. Anyways, we are going to wrap it up for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate every last one of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Do me a favor on your way out, if you haven't done this already. like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you know every time we go live and drop new content. Go to techcoachrap.dev, sign up for a account where you can get access to exclusive content. I'm going to be uploading another sprint review this week with me and my tech barbarians on what we've been working on. And you can get access to the Team Tech Coach Drop Discord, where we are doing great things. I'm pushing the people in there to continue learning Python. To sometimes like I have one of my guys, Bugs, who is showing how he is learning trading and stuff like that. And I was in the lounge the other day working on my editing thumbnails and how I prompt Midjourney to generate my thumbnails, all of that cool stuff, right? Also, tonight we're going to be going live at 7:30 on the Half Guard Halfie channel, where we're going to be talking about jiu-jitsu. We're going to be reviewing Henry's match, his matches, and we're going to be talking about different martial arts, jiu-jitsu type stuff, right? Looking forward to seeing you there. But until tonight, I will see you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday afternoon. If I don't see you tonight, you guys take care. I'll be back live in the morning on this channel for working on large language models. Tech Coach Ralph, we are out.
I'm so tired of being taken advantage of. Haters love when I give, when I'm staying underpaid. But when I'm winning, I'm forgotten. They say I love you, but they're plotting. Don't scream out that I love you. Show me who you are first. 'Cause I really hate to trust in you when you end up being so hurtful. They say it's family over everything, right? Well, to me that really means nothing if they're not loving, no. And it's family over everything, right? Well, to me that really means nothing if they're not loving. They are the very ones who know how to break us down, who can put us down in the worst way. When you scream out that you love me, show me who you are first. 'Cause I really hate to put up with you when you end up being so hurtful. They say it's family over everything, right?
I'm so tired of being taken advantage of. Haters love when I give, when I'm staying underpaid. But when I'm winning, I'm forgotten. They say I love you, but they're plotting.
Don't scream out that I love you. Show me who you are first. 'Cause I really hate to trust in you when you end up being so hurtful.
They say it's family over everything, right? Well, to me that really means nothing if they're not loving, no.
And it's family over everything, right? Well, to me that really means nothing if they're not loving.
They are the very ones who know how to break us down, who can put us down in the worst way.
When you scream out that you love me, show me who you are first. 'Cause I really hate to put up with you when you end up being so hurtful.
They say it's family over everything, right? Well, to me that really means nothing if they're not loving, no. And it's family over everything, right? Well, to me that really means nothing if they're not loving. They are the very ones who know how to break us down, who can put us down in the worst way. When you scream out that you love me, show me who you are first, 'cause I really hate to put up with you when you end up being so hurtful. They say it's family over everything, right? Well, to me that really means nothing if they're not loving. And it's family over everything, right? Well, to me that really means nothing if they're not loving.